Welcome to our big box training scenario. The structure that we're standing in today is a vacant grocery store. It's approximately 56,000 square feet, and you can see that it is vacated. We have brought in some materials to try to create a realistic scenario for our firefighters using this big box. You can see behind me that we've rented some chain link fence panels that are representing the different aisles that would be in here containing groceries and food items. We've also hung some tarps over windows to try to make it darker in here. What a big box is just a very large structure. Examples of big boxes, of course, would be the grocery stores, but also the Home Depots and Lowe's and Targets and Sam's Clubs and things like that. Historically, across our country, big box type fires have been very dangerous to our firefighters. And so we have created this scenario so for our firefighters to experience and train on, so that if and when they do have one of these big box types incidences, they will be better prepared. To duplicate the fire scenario, we have used the smoke machines to create that artificial smoke. That smoke machine can produce enough smoke to make it the smoke so thick that a firefighter really can't even see his hand or her hand in front of their face. That's how thick and dark the smoke gets. We also use this heater over here to generate heat so that our firefighters would be able to detect detect that heat signature that's generated by the fire. The orange lamps that you see also through the smoke cause that glow, and in order to try to make that realistic scenario, that realistic fire feel. One of the tools that our firefighters use in a smoke-filled environment is a tool called a thermal imaging camera, or for short, we call it a TIC. The TIC is a tool that the firefighters can use, hold in their hand, and it, through infrared, can see heat differentiation between different types of objects. And so in some cases, the fire is going to be hotter than the victims, or in some cases, the victims will be hotter than that smoke environment. But this TIC camera will allow us to identify victims or even heat signatures that will drive us to where that fire location may be. I am standing next to a victim that we use to be rescued here in this fire scenario. In order to make a realistic scenario and have our firefighters actually feel what it's like to rescue a victim that's maybe become overcome by the smoke inhalation that this incident produces, this is an example of a mannequin. This mannequin is about 180 pounds. And you hear the term, dead weight. This mannequin represents that very well. That the limbs are very limp on the arms and the legs, and it makes it very difficult to carry. Not only are they heavy, but again, very limp in the way they're put together. So we require our firefighters to not only find this victim in this smoke-filled environment using the tools and techniques that are taught, but also we use the term they package this patient and they remove this patient out to fresh air and to safety. After we do our scenario, we break for lunch, and then we come back into our classroom and do an evaluation or a critique piece of how our firefighters performed. How did they use the information that they were taught in the morning class, and then how did they use those tactics and that information to help them in this scenario? We're going to ask him to review his on-scene report and how what he used to declare his strategy, and then we'll go from there.